In a picturesque coastal town, where the waves gently kissed the shore, lived a talented but reclusive painter named Julian. His art was famous throughout the region: vibrant landscapes, serene seascapes, and portraits that seemed to capture the very soul of their subjects. Despite his fame, Julian preferred the solitude of his small cottage, where he could lose himself in his work, far from the bustling crowds. One day, as Julian was sketching by the cliffs, he noticed a young woman sitting alone, gazing out at the horizon. Her name was Amelia, and she had recently moved to the town, seeking inspiration for the novel she was writing. There was a certain sadness in her eyes, a longing that Julian couldn't quite place, but it drew him to her. Julian, being reserved, wasn't one to start conversations easily, but something about Amelia intrigued him. Gathering his courage, he approached her. "The view is breathtaking, isn't it?" he said, gesturing towards the sea. Amelia looked up, surprised by his presence, but smiled softly. "It is. It feels like the world pauses here, doesn't it?" Julian nodded, feeling a connection he hadn't felt in years. They spoke for hours that day, sharing their passions, Julian with his art, and Amelia with her stories. She told him of the characters she created, the worlds she built with words, and how she had come to this town to find a sense of peace and clarity. Days turned into weeks, and Julian and Amelia began to meet regularly. Julian would paint while Amelia wrote, each finding comfort in the other's company. Julian's art took on new life. His paintings became more vivid, filled with emotion he hadn't expressed before. Amelia's writing flowed effortlessly, her words capturing the beauty of the town and the people within it. One day, Julian invited Amelia to his cottage, wanting to show her something special. Inside, the walls were lined with his work, but there was one painting that stood out: a portrait of Amelia. Her eyes filled with the same longing he had seen on that first day. The painting was unfinished, but it was clear that Julian had poured his heart into it. Amelia was speechless. "Julian, it's beautiful. I didn't realize you were painting me." Julian looked down, his heart pounding. "I didn't mean to at first, but as I got to know you, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. I couldn't help but paint what I saw: the kindness, the strength, the sadness, and the hope." Amelia's eyes welled with tears, not of sadness but of something deeper. "I came here to find inspiration, but I didn't expect to find someone who understood me so well." Julian reached out, taking her hand in his. "You've brought something into my life that I didn't know I needed. You've inspired me in ways I can't describe." Amelia squeezed his hand, her heart full. "And you've done the same for me." From that day on, Julian and Amelia's bond grew stronger, their love deepening with each passing moment. They continued to create, side by side, their art and words intertwining in ways that brought out the best in both of them. And as they did, they realized that they had found something more than just inspiration. They had found each other. Moral of the story: inspiration and connection. True inspiration comes not just from the world around us, but from the connections we make with others. By opening our hearts to someone else, we can find the missing pieces of ourselves and discover new depths of creativity and understanding. Vocabulary: reclusive, avoiding the company of others; solitary. Julian was a reclusive painter, preferring the quiet solitude of his cottage to the bustling town. Serene, calm, peaceful, and untroubled. The serene seascape that Julian painted reflected the peaceful nature of the coastal town. Intrigued, aroused the curiosity or interest of someone. Julian was intrigued by the sadness in Amelia's eyes and wanted to learn more about her. Vivid, producing powerful feelings or strong, clear images in the mind. Julian's paintings became more vivid after he met Amelia, filled with vibrant colors and deep emotions. Unfinished, not complete. The portrait of Amelia was unfinished, but it already showed the depth of Julian's feelings for her. Thank you for taking the time to watch and listen. Your support means the world to me. Creating content is a labor of love, and knowing that it resonates with you makes it all worthwhile. Every view, every listen, Every moment you spend engaging with my work is deeply appreciated.